Greetings and thank you for watching. Welcome to Empath Holistic Healing. It's me, Lady Empath, and I just hopped on here to share some encouraging experience I had this morning, and it's relating to energy work on ourselves in a sense of self-practice and, some of the gifts or crafts that we've had in previous lifetimes or maybe just this lifetime that are really there at our disposal. And so what happened was I was up early this morning doing my normal ritual routine of things. It was probably around 6:30, and I had done my meditation, some mantras, deep breathing, some energetic work, listening to some light languages, and I was in a very calm state of being. And I had a couple knee injuries in my childhood. I was this little tiny teenagey thing and clumsy as ever. So I was typically always falling or doing something. And so I have like three left knee related injuries, right? So every blue moon, it'll flare up like over my lifetime span. Every blue moon, it'll start hurting, and it'll hurt for like maybe about a week or a few days, but it would be prominent for a bit, right? And so, those of you who are on similar paths and have heard of Abraham Hicks, Aaron Doughty, amongst many others that are law of attraction specialists, what I like to call them, they talk about how, it's good to have our I am affirmations, when we're trying to restructure our belief system. But because of the nature of our ego, which is based in our lower chakras, and depending on what's happening in our particular makeup, whether it be a lot of trauma or inner child things, or the lower chakras haven't really been cleansed or activated or hasn't been addressed, it's going to give a lot of resistance. So because it's fighting for survival, it's in survival mode. That's how it knows it's there. And so when we stake these claims of I am, it tries to resist and manifest and show us the polar opposite. So Abraham Hicks, amongst many others, recommend that when you're in a place where you're trying to create the least amount of resistance, adding the statement, I wonder, before the affirmation. I wonder what it would feel like. I wonder what it would be like. I wonder what it would look like. I wonder. Then your affirmation following it is putting in the vortex wonderment, and the law of attraction can bring it in easily without the ego, because you're not triggering off the ego as much because you're not stating it the same way. So it can manifest a little quicker or easier. So I was sitting there, and you all know I'm an energy worker, a light worker, and other carnations. I was a Reiki practitioner. And so I'm tapping into my Akashic crafts and high vibrational tools for myself and my now. And so I was just sitting there. My knee was hurting pretty badly, and so my hands move light. So I was maneuvering light. It moves light, and light language comes through my hands as well as my voice. So I think it comes through dance too, but I'm not gonna get in that right now because I have some experiences, and I'm like starting to draw the connection between my childhood, and I get it. So I'm like, ooh, I think my light language comes through song, through dance, through my hands, and through, of course, the light language in itself, sound, frequencies and things of that nature. But I digress. So my hand was intuitively moving because it's not something that I had pre-planned. So I was just calm and had connected and was in a meditative state. And so my hands was moving intuitively over my knee. It was doing like motions like pulling out energy and like putting in. I noticed that. And as I was doing this, I said, and then I stopped. My hand stopped like right over. I said, I wonder what it would feel like for my need to be healed, to be free of the pain and the tenderness, to feel the healing and the wholeness in this knee. And I just kind of went, I didn't think too hard about it because I was just kind of going with a flow. So I wasn't trying to be super deep about it. I went on. But what I noticed, what caught my attention to make me go back and pay attention was all that pain I was feeling was gone. So I started moving my knee around because this is me. That's the natural, logical aspect of my personality, you know, kicked in. It was like, well, wait a minute. So I was like, I wanted to move around my knee and do all kinds of stuff because I'm like, well, I don't feel, where did the pain go? Where did that tender spot go? Where did that go? Where did this go? I don't feel anything. But I laughed because I'm like, well, wait, you realize what you just did. It was that instantaneous. And so the reason why I'm sharing it as a point with the intention to encouragement for those of you who are on this path and to share that little tip that I've received in terms of when we're trying to manifest something with the least amount of resistance. Especially if you're in major transitions or you're dealing with a whole lot and you need the least amount of resistance from your ego as possible, right? So that's a tip to include in your statements or your affirmations at any moment that be in a meditative state is another tip because I was very still. I was very calm. I was very connected with myself at that moment, with divine within. I wasn't scattered energetically or in any other way. So those are some recommendations in terms of effectiveness or maybe a more rapid manifestation. Okay. And as an encouragement that though that is a small thing or may be considered a small thing, I was very grateful and thankful. I mean, my knee's not hurting. Good gracious. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful and thankful and realize that seed, that God seed, that divinity is within us and it can start to manifest on larger scales as we build that momentum and the confidence and you know what I'm saying? As we continue to build that, then we can manifest on a larger scale. But knowing that, be encouraged, whatever it is, it can be an internal thing. It doesn't always have to be something necessarily related to, like in my case, I'm sharing about my knee. It's not always about the external. It could be anything. And you do something like that and you experience that inner, because basically it's experienced within no matter what. It's always experienced first that way. No matter what's going on in our external world. Okay. So I wanted to share that, hoping that it would encourage those of you who are on the path and maybe you need that extra reinforcement or that little piece of information today to assist you with. It could be the smallest thing. And I just want to reiterate that. It could be the smallest to the largest thing. It can be just searching for that inner peace or a headache or, you know what I mean? You feeling the energy of other stuff you don't want to feel and tapping into the energy and divine within yourself to release it and feel the love and light, even though the external may not have changed. So it can be anything. Okay. And that's really all I want to say. That's why it's not all superficial. You guys see my son in the pool. It is really, really hot. Keep sending me high vibes, you guys. I'm preparing for transition to move here really rapidly. Within, I want to say, is it the 18th, I believe. And so those of you on the path and you vibe with Empath Holistic Healing, please send me love and light and blessings and violet fire and, asking for protection of the angels and all of that. I can appreciate that very much from you all as I embark on this new phase of my journey that's coming. There's a lot of good things in the works. I'm not going to get into all of that on the video. Not only just for Empath Holistic Healing, which certainly is. There are some things that are in the making and horizon and behind the scene that I haven't talked about yet. As well as some other opportunities for me that are being presented and all kinds of things that are happening. And I'm so excited to be able to share that with you all here soon. Okay. But know that you are worthy, know that you are loved and lovable. And even though there may be resistance to that, you can start to add the same thing that I'm doing, which is saying, I wonder what it would feel like to feel the love within. I wonder what it will look like to have loving relationships. I wonder what would it feel like to feel connected and to manifest high vibrational experiences that's in alignment with who I truly am, my highest intelligence, like whatever verbiage you use, right? Watch. I wonder what it will feel like to be able to focus on the more positive attributes of life. I wonder what it'll feel like to feel and own my power, no matter what's going on in my external world. I wonder. Watch. Just watch. Do a test trial just for yourself for fun. Let it be fun. Right? All right. Until next time, I'm sending you all blessings, love and light, mwah, mwah, hugs and kisses. You are worthy. You are lovable. You are loved. You are loving. Okay? And you are worth abundance of love and prosperity and soul's bliss in your life. All right? So ha. So it is. So let it be. Namaste.